Hi, and welcome to Geeks Assembled, and we have finally reached the final installment of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yes, we are talking The Return of the King, the Peter Jackson movie, which won all accolades, and yes, again, it's a long movie. So we will go around the cast with their opening thoughts of the movie, and Kevin's waving his DVD at me. So we'll go to Kevin first. What's your opening thoughts on The Return of the King? Kevin, stop waving that at...
What? No, I'm not Alex. No, when I first saw this movie, I saw the first Hobbit movie, but then I decided to buy the whole trilogy for €10, and then I watched them each every month, one at a time. And then I got to this one, and man, this was a long movie. I don't understand how much it got to put it on one disc, and it's even DVD, so it's compressed as hell. But I really liked the story. It didn't drag anything. You really have to pay attention for this movie before it's over. But in the first half hour, we see the origins of Gollum or Smeagol. That was cool to see, and we get, of course, the wind is getting destroyed and stuff. Gollum dies. Spoiler alert. But yeah, if you have seen The Hobbit, it's very cool that the last Hobbit movie leads into the first Lord of the Rings movie. And I really enjoyed Gandalf's performance.
Zo, de wasmachine leeghalen. Ik heb de droger al leeggehaald, dus
Ja.
het in de droog gooien. Dus de spulletjes die mooi ophangen.
Ja, ik ben al...
Spulletjes ophangen. En dan een beetje op de wasmachine draaien.
Alright, yeah, that was my mother. But and I really
Good evening to mother.
yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. So I'm going to give my grade at the end of the cast.
Thanks for that, Kevin, and Kevin's mother as well. A surprise guest
She
appearance.
never saw the movie. She doesn't like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, well, tell it.
Harry
Oh, right, we'll move over to Beef Dad now because we've just seen him playing with his Gollum. Over to you, Beef Dad.
Well, everybody needs a hobby. This is the final episode of the trilogy.
Or a hobbit.
Sorry? This is the final episode of the trilogy. Is absolutely brilliant. As Kevin said, there's no draggy bits. No draggy bits at all. It really is very, very, very good. There's some wonderful moments in it, which we'll probably get onto later. And I think the cast are absolutely amazing. They work so brilliantly together. And it's solid gold cinema to me.
Oh, I got the Hobbit joke there, Susan. I got it. Well, we'll go over to you anyway, Susan and Alex, seeing as I've just mentioned you.
All right. I just have one thing to say. Samwise Gamgee is a badass. Oh my gosh, he's so amazing. He's like the hero of all of these shows, and he makes me really happy to have watched it. And the whole thing is amazing. I mean, this is a really amazing movie. I could watch it. I mean, I've watched it so many times that I don't even have to look at the screen anymore to know exactly what's going on the screen, exactly when it's happening. I mean, it's a real affection for me. Anyway, over to Alec.
Well, I'm not a fan of Tolkien. I know my mother used to know a lot of fans, nerds and geeks back in the 60s, and they had artwork, and they had in the 70s, they had little figurines and little chess sets and other things like that. And then they were debating if it was ever going to be made into a movie. So they had to wait from 1966 to what? What year did this start? Anyway, so it is well acted. It does look good. I'm just not a fan. There was a few things about the movie I didn't understand, but that's fine. Unfortunately, it was produced partially by that other Hollywood person that's been in the news for the last 3 months, the Weinstein guy. But that's not the fault of the actors or the writers and the all the. I mean, it must have been a lot of right, and Peter Jackson as well, who directed it. So yeah, I like I like the effort. I just didn't like the story, but it did have a very happy ending. So
Thank you too for that input there. Right, we'll go over to, let's see, who shall we choose? Stephen Price, what's your opening thoughts on Return of the King?
Well, I watched the original cinema version, but I prefer the extended version, which came out on DVD. It's my favourite of the trilogy. The battle scenes in it are just amazing. Filmed very, very well, and I do like the extras, how they done the battles and all this and that.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Stephen. We'll quick on. We've got people here. We'll go to Jason. Jason, shows the Return of the King.
This is the best out of the three movies in this one. I absolutely love it. Definitely a lot of action, a lot of great characters, and a lot of great actors too in this movie. You can definitely see so much impact in this one, and definitely see the characters I don't know what's the word to it, to the point where with them building themselves up, I guess. But with Golem, his character, my precious. Oh, he's one crazy, insane character. But I absolutely love that. I will explain later about the scenes I love with it. But the story, the movie itself, definitely great.
Well, everybody seems to be agreeing today. Let's see. Let's go to Craig before he falls asleep. Craig? Colin Craig.
Yeah, I like this one out of the three as well. I like Gollum's the flashbacks of Gollum and that, and the battle scenes with the orcs was pretty intense. And I love the beautiful musical score, because sometimes I do listen to this. I can't remember who's composed it, but it is a beautiful soundtrack. And I like the whole. I like the Hobbit as well, so it all ties in really well. And I love the battle scene as well with Sauron, and yeah, that's my opening thoughts.
Thanks for that, Craig. I agree with you with the soundtrack. It's a brilliant soundtrack. Let's go to Susie. I know for a fact that this is her favourite of the trilogy, because she's said it many times. Over to you.
What did I say many times? What did I say many times? Speak up.
I said that Return of the King is your favourite of the trilogy.
Yeah.
You said it many times.
No, it's hard to find a trilogy where the final movie is the best. It really is. And the funny thing is, I'm not a big I was never a Lord of the Rings fan. I couldn't get through the book. And in fact, you mentioned Howard Shore, the guy who wrote the score. Long story short, for several seasons in a row, where I work, we did his score while they played the movie, and we sang the parts. And let me tell you, it's an entirely different experience, and it's not fun. So while it works in the movie, if I never hear anything by this man again, who used to be the guy on Saturday Night Live, which is a great show, and he did a great job there, my life will be complete, because trust me, as a composer, not the best. But his music did work in this movie, so I give you that one. I did not like the theatrical version, the shorter version. I didn't think it worked. However, when I saw the director's cut, and I thought I was insane for watching the director's cut, cleared up everything and made it so much. In fact, in all of these movies, it seems the shorter versions were definitely not my favorite. And then when I saw the longer versions, I was like, oh, I get it. Okay, great. So no, it's really it's one of the best sci-fi movies out there. It surpasses what you guys reviewed last week, the second Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and it's just done. The fact that he filmed all of these in succession at the same place, Viggo Mortensen should be forever enshrined as fabulous men to lust after. But Susan was right, though. Samwise, he really should be the hero of the whole trilogy, because he is. He's just, it wouldn't have happened without any of it. Everybody had a vital part to play, but he particularly bailed Frodo out many, many times. Anyway, yes, Lee is correct. This was the best. And you have to watch the director's cut to truly enjoy it. It flows better, and even though it's longer, it just works.
It's expensive over here, so I don't got the money for it.
What do you mean it's expensive over here?
When I bought the
campaign, we'll start a GoFundMe campaign, and we are going to send Kevin the third director's cut.
I haven't seen any extended versions, only of the first two Hobbits.
Got to see.
I should have waited, because then I could buy all the extended versions, but
okay.
I was dumb,
Have you ever seen the director's cut?
No.
Okay, well, you need to see it, and we'll make that happen somehow. Somehow, someone will make
all three of them,
right? I'm sure these days now you may find it in a bargain bin somewhere.
Yeah.
just keep writing for it.
I was surprised at how much I liked these movies, and this absolutely that was my favorite. Okay, bye next.
There you are. I told you. She said it many a time. Who else have we got here? Let's have a look. Daniel, are you with us? What was your opening thoughts on the Return of the King?
Let me just start off with saying I love this movie. It was just so great. I love this trilogy. It's like the best one, but this one was like the best one in the trilogy. I think it was so good. I just love the whole quest, and it's been a while since I watched it, but like I gotta tell you, I really loved it. I still love it to this day, and to tell you the truth, at the very end when Smeagol, like I know I shouldn't be saying this, but when Smeagol, he died with the ring, I felt so sorry for him. He just wanted the ring, you know what I mean? He just wanted the ring, its power was corrupting him. He just wanted it, but he died in the end. That kind of sucks. Made me cry a little bit, but I like the whole thing, also I gotta tell you, I can't wait for the TV series coming out. I really hope it's
well, the TV series is supposed to be, is it a prequel or something like that? I'm not really following the news on that because I don't really want a TV series, but I think the films do us enough justice of the books, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks for the opening thoughts there, Daniel. I think we've saved the best for last now. Brian. Yes, you, Brian.
The only one on this whole
Yes, Brian.
Really? Okay. Okay. Well, let's see. What I thought of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Absolutely awesome. I love Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I think it's absolutely one of the best movies of all time. It's probably the best in the trilogy. In fact, it is best in the trilogy. It's hard, it's hard to find movies that have like trilogies or many movies after the first one that are good, because normally the first one of the trilogy or whatever is the best. But the third one was the best one out of all the Lord of the Rings movies. So I absolutely enjoy and love this film. Again, it's just one of the best.
So I take it you think it's one of the best.
Yes, Lee.
Yes, and I'm pulling you like. Thanks for that, Brian. We'll go into more in depth of favourite bits and bits you didn't like. For me, what can I say? I agree with what everybody says. Brilliant acting, brilliant scenery, epic battle scenes, giant spider, ghost armies. It's just a brilliant film. But I do have one question. It may be staring me in the face, but why did they have to leave at the end? Can someone explain to me that? Why did Frodo, Bilbo, Gandalf, why did they have to leave? What was the reasoning in that? Anybody?
How is your book?
They didn't have. They were tired of life. They'd been through a disaster, and they needed something different. It was their choice. They didn't have to go.
They
It
needed
had become the age of men.
Yeah, I got, but it's
And
just
so
really...
the elves were going to the Grey Havens because they were no longer needed. So they were basically going home. Gandalf wasn't needed anymore because Sauron had been defeated, so he went home. Frodo didn't have to go, but he found it difficult to live without the purpose that he'd had before. And Bilbo was just old, so he went to the Grey Havens with the elves.
To be honest, I think they could have...
He'd last longer in the Grey Havens than he would in Middle Earth.
They just wanted to make sure that they didn't make a sequel, and Sam did.
Well, Susie, it's not a science fiction film, darling. It's fantasy.
I didn't say that.
You did say science fiction.
No, I said.
Shame on you!
Yeah, you did.
So you can't.
Science fiction. But well, as I say, I think they could have explained that a bit better at the end, for me anyway, personally. But let's go around the table.
Wait, hold on a second. I forgot to say, okay, at the beginning of this movie, like when I watched the original version, I was like thinking to myself, what happened to Saruman? Because they didn't show, they cut out his part.
Yeah.
They cut out his part, and I heard Christopher Lee didn't even go to the ceremony. Or I think, he didn't go to a ceremony because he didn't like it. He was offended that they cut out his part. And that really did.
But if you watch the extended version, it's back in it.
Yeah, I know, but back then there wasn't the extended version, so he was not happy that his part was cut out.
Yeah, this is why the extended versions are far better than the theatrical versions, because it fills every thing in. Apart from the ending for me, of course.
Also, 1 second. Like I think Bilbo. Oh, I think what's his name? What's that guy's name? I don't know.
Baggins.
No. His the other guy, the other Baggins.
Bilbo and Frodo.
Oh yeah, Bilbo. Yeah, Bilbo. Okay. Yeah, he went to the Undying Lands, right? I always thought the Undying Lands was like a place where you become immortal.
What?
But they said they called it the Undying Lands, so I thought it was like a place where you become immortal or something that old people go to.
No, I know the elves are, but I don't know if anybody else is. You'd have to ask an expert on the Lord of the Rings trilogy to tell you that.
Yeah.
That's Lee.
Tolkienite. Have to ask a true Tolkienite, and that's not me. You have to ask Stephen
Lee, because he knows.
Everybody's frozen.
Right. Okay. Let's go around the table now, and we'll go from favourite bits of bits what you didn't actually like about the movie, and we will go to spiteful choice today. We'll go to Beef Dad. He's to my right at the moment.
Well, favourite bits. I really loved seeing Andy Serkis as Andy Serkis playing the bar before he becomes the creature that is sat there up behind me. Let's see, what else? You jumped on me here. The battle scene was just brilliant with the giant elephants and with Legolas and Gimli having a count and arguing about who's winning. When Legolas kills the elephant, Gimli tells him that still only counts as one. He's never really mentioned very much, but John Noble, that played Denethor II, he was the father of what's his name? Boromir. And he was just brilliantly unpleasant. He was as nasty as it was written in the book. And the moment where he'd have just been stopped from burning his son alive, his other son, Faramir, and then runs down and off the end of the cliff, blazing because he had oil all over him and he was on fire. That was pretty amazing. It's really basically a bit of a nick from Macbeth, and that's where Eowyn kills the Witch King, because the Witch King cannot be killed by a man, as Macbeth could not be killed by a man born of a woman. Eowyn's a girl, so she shoves her sword straight in the face, and it was just brilliant. It really was just absolutely brilliant. There's so many magical moments in it. You could talk about it all night, so I'm going to let someone else have a go now.
Thank you, Beef Dad, for your kind consideration there. We will move on to Jason. Any favourite bits or bits you didn't like? Favourite characters? Anything like that?
I definitely liked a lot of scenes. The bunch of ghosts fighting those monster-looking creatures. That was one of the best scenes there. With the moment between with Frodo and Gollum fighting for the ring. Well, with Frodo trying to throw the ring through the lava. With Gollum just decided to risk himself to go just after the wing and burn himself. Definitely like that scene because, Karma's a bitch. But definitely enjoyed the scenes where they're just like throwing giant rocks at the building itself, and then everyone's like fighting and stuff. I definitely love the fighting scene between it, and there's just a lot of great moments in the movie, and just a lot of crazy scenes in it. I definitely like. I really don't think there's a least bad scene in it. I definitely like the scene Frodo's friend who saves him from the giant spider that really caught him on that one. And I thought there's probably a few funny scenes between it with those monsters that was holding them hostage, and then there's just their face expressions and stuff before they get attacked and killed. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it. The movie itself is definitely great. I'm about to be leaving soon, so I'm gonna give this a rating for I'm gonna give this a upward in 10, so I'm gonna say 15 out of 10. So definitely love this movie.
Thanks for that, Jason, proving that you can't count yet again. We'll we will move over to let's go to Susie.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, Susie. No, she's not there. Okay, Susie's not there. Right, we'll go to let's go to Kevin. Got you there.
Yeah, I will visit you one day.
Anyway, what any favourite bits of this movie?
Well, I saw this movie in bed. It was very interesting, but the battle scenes were fantastic. Even for a movie, 2003. Yeah, there was some good battle scenes. And the ending was a little bit weird, but we have the Hobbit trilogy now, so I really enjoyed most of it, all of it. So, and the Gollum part.
Yeah, well, Andy Serkis is a brilliant actor. Even if you don't often see his face in the movies, he still shines.
He's going to be Star Wars, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that, Kevin. We'll see if Susie's back on Earth. Is Susie back on Earth? She is.
I am. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you guys. I forgot to bring my headphones.
Right. Well, we're just asking about favourite parts of the movie or things you didn't like. So, over to you.
I gotta give a shout out to Jason and his alternate Trek goatee. It's really amazing. If you haven't done it, dude, you should do Spock cosplay. Anyway, are you frozen? Okay. Anybody here?
You sound really like you're in a bubble or something.
Do I sound like a
Yeah, we can't really hear you, Susie.
But there's a fix for that.
Can anybody else hear? I can't.
Is Susie still? She's still there?
I am here, but I can't. You have to come back to me. I have to fix this.
We'll come away from Susie from now, and we'll go over to Stephen Price for now.
Yeah, the battle scene was the favourite of mine in the old movie. I like the part where Gollum got killed, but don't cry because he's in the prequel, The Hobbit.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, the guy or the Welsh actor who played Gimli in the special features, the makeup he had on, he actually set it on fire. He hated it so much.
Oh.
And the part where you see the hobbits saying bye-bye to Frodo, and it's extended version of the the clips. They filmed the scene, and one of them was actually crying real because he knew he was coming to the end of the film, and he had the wrong shirt on or something, or one of the wrong clothing on, and they had to reshoot it the next day twice.
Oh, well.
I'd give this movie 50 out of 50. Brilliant.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. 50 out of 50. If only we could score our movies like that. Who haven't I spoken to? Susan and Alex, are you there? Yes, they are.
Yeah, we're back.
Hey.
Hey. So are we into the final says and scores?
Well, just favorite bits, final says, scores, whatever you want to do. Go on. It's a free for all.
All right. Well, I'm a very big fan. I'm a very big fan of Samwise Gamgee. I believe in Frodo. I believe in the other ring bearers. Sauron pisses me off. I enjoyed the whole mythology of the thing. I've loved Silmarillion and all the books. Oh my gosh, they're so great. I love everything that the Inklings ever did. You know, Tolkien and his tribe of miscreant writers like C.S. Lewis, etc. And so yeah, I'm in my favorite bits. I love the bit where the pirate ships are overrun by the undead, and that was pretty incredible. And I love the bit where Eowyn says, "I am no man," and stabs the Wraith King, the Ring Wraith, the Witch King of Angmar in the head, and he just vanishes. And that's pretty amazing. And I love all the elephants and stuff. That's pretty amazing. So I guess I'll give it a 10 because I'll give it 10 lembas breads because you take one bite of that stuff and you're full for the whole day. And it's a little feast, and it also pissed off, Smeagol, Gollum. He figured out a way to break up that Frodo Samwise duality by tricking them with the bread. That's so bad. Bad news bears. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of things in the movie I didn't understand. But I guess for all the fans, and it could have been done a lot worse. So I guess I'll have to give it an 8.5. Not that like I said, I'm not going to willingly watch it of my own free will. And I want, no, well, the animated one was 77, but that's quite different. They'd really have to cut the movies short for me. Just give me the main points, and real, because that's why I watch CinemaSins as well, so I can watch very edited 20-minute video. I want my British stuff kind of modern, or Doctor Who. I want it set in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or Doctor Who, and that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want any elves and stuff. You can keep those.
Thanks for that, you two. Let's see if we can. Let's contact Susan again. Susan, are you there? Susan. Yes.
I did not swear. Hey. Hi. Okay, my dogs are now barking. Of course it is.
Shall we go to?
Stop barking. I'm sorry. But
Okay.
10 out of 10, awesome. And Jason, love the ultimate Trek goatee. I better. That's about all I know. I'm going to get out.
Okay. we'll go to Brian now.
Me.
Yes, Brian.
Okay. I guess my favorite moment, probably mostly the big epic battle. I think one of my favorite scenes is the big epic battle that they have at the end against like the whole army and everything. And another favorite moment is the whole. I guess another favorite moment, I guess, this would be like the whole thing, like where the whole scene and this whole scene, like where Christopher Lee's character Solomon, where they have him and they have that whole conversation before he gets killed and everything.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a nice and good scene. And I think also the what was kind of cool and gross at the same time is when Gollum bit Frodo's finger off to get the ring. And
I think we need to start calling you Gollum. You did that so well, Brian.
My precious. But yeah, I think mostly those are my like mostly favorite scenes within the film.
Oh.
Because it's just those were very cool and cool scenes and everything, in my opinion. But this specific movie within the trilogy again is the best one, so I absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well, as soon as most of them have given scores, what score then, Brian?
My score, I would probably give this movie a 10 out of 10.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll move swiftly on now to who I haven't spoken to. Daniel.
Yeah, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. I really like the battle scene where there was that blonde lady and that little hobbit went out on a horse and they were like fighting this big dragon. Or I think she killed the Witcher King, whatever his name was. I don't know, whatever. She killed the big race. I don't know what her name was, but I really like that scene, and that was like really
Eowyn.
What?
Her name was Eowyn.
Yeah, her. I really liked her. She was really sexy. When she was like fighting and shouting and and that was just really really turning me on and
Damn.
Yeah, so.
Too much information for now. There are young kids over here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, also so like the whole battle scene was great. I really liked John Noble was in this movie, right? John Noble, he's a really great actor. Yeah, he's on Fringe and he's on Legends of Tomorrow right now, and he's like a really good actor. I remember when I first saw him, and he remember he ran out of the castle and he killed himself. Like he ran out of the castle and he jumped off the castle. I was wondering, why did he do that? Like oh my god, that was like what?
He was on fire.
Because he was.
What?
Because he was burning. He was alive. He was alight.
Oh, he was burning? I thought he committed suicide because he was guilty or something. He felt guilty or something.
Well, the flames are around a bit giveaway.
Yeah, I must have missed that. And also, I just that was like, yeah, and then like again, also with the whole Saruman scene, right? Like, that whole part where they cut out, right? Like they cut it out for time, but then they added it back in the extended version where Saruman tried to defend himself against Gandalf and everybody. He tried to shoot him down, shoot him on top of the tower, but then somehow Gandalf destroyed Saruman's staff, which is weird. They don't explain how he did that, and
because he's a magician.
Yeah, but they don't explain how they did that. Which
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Dan.
I know. I'm trying to sound like a Trekkie. You got to explain that. It doesn't make any sense. I know. It's magic, but
it's fantasy. They can bend the rules, so
Yeah.
I've got to move on.
And
because,
also, wait. So, okay, moving on. So, like, okay, after they killed, after like Snake, what's the name of that guy? Snake. They killed Gandalf, right? What the? It's a Smeagol. So I thought it looked so real. Anyways, yeah, and the way it ended was so kind of sad. When I saw Smeagol die, I was like, oh, poor guy. Well, he's in hell now.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Yeah, he's in hell now.
Easy with the.
What? That's not a bad word.
Nice going, Dan.
Young kids watching, kids are 6 years old, and even there are kids over here, so watch it.
Anyways, like, this movie was so good. I gotta tell you, I love this movie. I give it a 10.5 out of 10. It was so good.
10.5.
It was
Brilliant.
so good.
Okay, well, we'll move on because there's two people I didn't get scores off. Beef Dad, what was your score?
Just as a bit of interesting info, Tolkien always considered Samwise Gamgee as the hero in this because, as he said, out of all of the ring bearers, he was the only one who was willing to give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it gets about 3,000 out of 10.
And that's proving that another member of the cast can't count out of 10 again. Was it Kevin? Did we get a score off you? Well, come on then, hand it over.
What should I hand over then? My flag?
The score. Well, what would you score out of 10?
The Dutch flag, yeah, of course.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10 because it's a masterpiece. And, well, if you can get it on DVD, go get it on Blu-ray first.
I agree with the word what Kevin has just used, masterpiece, and it is. It is a very, very brilliant masterpiece of film work. I'm going to give it, of course, a 10. It's a brilliant way to end a brilliant trilogy, and it's I would say it did honour the books. It did do them justice. So after this lively debate and discussion, I would like to thank you guys here for joining in, and some guys aren't with us anymore. They had to leave a bit early, but we got scores off them. So without further ado, I will end this cast now. But if you like this cast, if you like the mayhem, if you like the order, well, please give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Please leave a comment below. If you don't like one of the members, we'll say, well, just name them and we'll put them in a dark corner somewhere. We'll feed them bread and water for about a month. But apart from that, I think Beef Dad's the first in line for that. But yeah, and also we're on Twitter at Geeks Assembled. You can find us there. We've got a Tumblr. We're still trying to figure out how that one works. We've got a public Facebook group. You can join us there. And if you want to be on these casts, all we ask is that you be 18 plus, because it can get lively, as it has been proven today by Daniel. And also,
I thought I used the naughty words.
yes, but we've knocked it out of you. But and apart from that, I've got to say it's been fun. It always is fun, even if we don't agree on everything. But it is fun. So until next time, we'll be seeing you. Bye bye.